Here we go. This is my fault that this movie was watched by any of us.
This one was something.
I watched the trailer. It looked like it was going to be something in the vein of a Redneck Zombies fashion. I thought it would be a psychological thing, but it was something else, man.
What are we talking about?
The Oregonian? Is that how you would say it? The Oregonian, 2011.
Oregonian.
I've said Oregonian.
I think it's Oregonian.
I like Oregonian.
Okay, now before we tear it to pieces, was there anything you liked about it?
Well, did you give the summation?
Oh, a woman leaves the farm and enters the unknown.
Yeah.
Man, this is a hard one.
Yeah, go for it, Jared.
This is a hard one. Yeah, there are bright spots, I guess. I wish by the time I got to the end, I knew how everybody was gonna feel about it. And I wish I would have actually spent time watching the time, because there's probably 10 or 15 minutes of funny stuff in this. The omelet man.
Yes.
When he gets
Too much breakfast, probably.
yeah.
But he pisses 4 different.
When he gets out
normal
of the car,
piss.
he pees clear, then yellow, then red, then blue, then green, then it turns black.
Well, I didn't see all that.
Yeah, then it turns black. Then he falls down face first, like he's dead. She goes to go in the driver's seat and drive away, stealing his van, and then he's just back at the window.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, okay," and they get back. Like that scene made me laugh. There are
I think we need to give him more than what that summation.
What happened?
I mean,
don't even know.
okay. There's this girl is driving. She gets in an accident.
Yeah.
There's a body laying. She's trying to get help. She can't find anyone.
and weird stuff happens.
That's where this guy comes in. Yeah. Piss in all different colors.
For context, it's shot in like that kind of. Is it avant-garde?
I would honestly compare this to Beyond the Black Rainbow, the way they were trying to shoot it.
It's that style of movie. It's surreal.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of explanation.
This makes that movie look good.
Yeah, it's not as much
It's more about the visuals and the head trip, except you have to imagine that movie shot with zero budget, and honestly, the movie ends up.
It's very low budget, and I am 100% positive that I can make a better movie than this.
Oh yeah, anybody can do this.
And the noises that goes on in this movie.
The majority of the movie is just her walking down the road.
Yeah, I had the volume almost all the way down while I was watching this. When I saw mouths move, I'd turn it up.
Because the soundtrack was fucking horrible.
It's awful.
I wrote down, I feel that the person responsible for scoring this movie spent way too much time trying to craft noiseescapes that wear out their welcome very quickly. I understand it's important to create a disturbed atmosphere for your horror film, but don't just dump some flange on a distorted teapot whistle and call it an appropriate soundtrack.
That makes it sound better than what it was.
The whole movie is contrived unsettlingness.
Yeah.
Like, it is
it's awful.
You can tell it's all supposed to be unsettling, but it's so bad none of it's unsettling.
I like the way the film looks. That's about all I can say for it. They could have used that the
scratchy look.
Yeah, just the shitty fucking shit look. I like that. But the first line that's said by anybody in the movie is when that guy pisses and then says, "I'm okay, too much breakfast maybe," and that's kind of like the only fucking line in the movie. My favorite. There is a segment though. There is a segment where the husband and the wife are smoking cigarettes and he's pushing her around in a wheelbarrow, and I want to take that and I want to cut it out and I want to make it a Newport's or like some sort of commercial, like with some sort of music. I don't even have to. The music it looked like a Newport commercial or some shit.
The lady in red that pops up all through it is just an old lady who looks at her and smiles and laughs all weird.
Yeah, that was like the most effective thing.
Again, it's all this kind of stuff. She walks for
and
this 5
movie,
minutes.
I'm pretty sure this movie went to all like the indie film shows and shit. Are you kidding me?
Everything in this movie, she walks for like 5 or 10 minutes and then runs into something that makes no sense. And it's meant to be in an artsy kind of surreal way.
Yeah,
and
the end scene is.
All ends up.
Describe it with words, Jason.
Are you talking about the omelet being shoved down in?
There's a guy that's
in the
real
body.
fucking weird, fucking her. Is it her?
Yeah, it's her as she watches.
With a cut in her spine, and then the omelet guy comes in and shoves an omelet in the cut.
And is that really supposed to be gasoline, or is that what they're putting? They're keeping their water in.
There are people dumping gasoline-colored liquid out of gas cans into their. And everyone listening, you got
any water?
I know it probably sounds.
Are you kidding me?
I know it probably sounds like we're forgetting to mention big things that might.
No.
This is what listening to this is what watching the movie is like. There's just
this is way better.
A bunch of stuff that's just nothing, and then something really random happens, and it doesn't make any sense.
Overall, I think the movie is completely just as pointless as Beyond the Black Rainbow, but way worse done.
Yeah, that had good audio.
So I only gave it.
And looked good.
I only gave it a 2.
I gave it a 1. I don't think you rate them 0, so a 1.
It was.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to give it a 1. I debated on a 2 just because I'm sure whoever directed this probably produced it and wrote it, and good on you, dude.
I gave it
for having a dream and fulfilling it.
I'll tell you why I gave it.
I will rate 0s, and you know what? I'll give him a 1 because he did something.
I'd tell you what, I did that wheelbarrow segment where they're both smoking cigarettes like crazy,
and they're happy.
They're happy. That looked like a Winston Lights commercial
or
until he started calling
Salem.
Yeah,
Salem Slim.
Yeah, he started calling her a cunt.
He lets her have it.
He said cunt like seven times.
I think the idea behind this is she was in an abusive relationship and cheating on him.
Yeah, tell me what you think I
think the idea behind it is she's in this abusive relationship and cheating on the guy. The guy finds out. He gets really mean.
Drinks like a half a pint of gin.
And
just
starts screaming at her. I'm guessing she's probably drunk and takes off in a car. And then that's kind of where the movie is starting. And she's hit a little boy and his dad who are on a picnic. And the rest of this stuff, like, shit, that's the only kind of sense you can make of it. I'm sure somehow, somewhere, the dude that made this.
Where's the frog come in?
I'm sure. Well, when she takes off the mask, it's
the other guy.
The guy
her. When they take off the mask at the end, it's the guy banging her, but then turns into her.
Oh,
remember, because she wanders back.
No.
She wanders back to the dead kid and the guy and starts making them dance with their dead bodies.
I think we could get a unanimous don't watch this movie.
No, do not. But
before these last couple of movies, I thought Shudder was... The movies I've already seen on there are pretty good movies to me. So I figured the movies I haven't seen or heard of before, those are probably pretty good movies too, but these last two...
Yeah, we're going to run into some shit, man.
Yeah. I'm guessing the storyline, if you summed it up...
You guys got to get out of Shudder.
Is
what it comes down to.
Is a girl's in an abusive relationship, cheats on the guy, runs, gets in an accident, and then in a drunken or unconscious stupor faces her demons, and all this stuff is supposed to represent something about her. I'm sure in the director's head, he's like, oh, the green frog suit is perfect. Because when she pulls it off at the end and it's this guy that was raping her, but then you find out it's her, it's perfect because it perfectly sums up how it's her. Like, I'm sure he has an answer for that, but whatever it is could not be gathered from this movie.